Indonesia is a melting pot of different cultures living together in harmony under the same flag. This week, I decided to delve deep into Indonesia's religious practices with my insider, Jamal. Along the way, I discover some priceless relics, talk to a man about magic, drop in on a street party, and gain insight into the changing attitudes of young people. This is Spirituality in Indonesia. I've always been very curious about people, culture, especially philosophy. And I think with religion and spirituality, you get a good mix of all three things. So I definitely had to go to Borobudur. It was breathtaking walking up there and standing there with Jamal, watching the sunrise. I can see why they built the monument there, because they knew that it was going to look phenomenal.
This is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. Before it was found in 19th century, it was fully covered by land, dust, and forest. This is very important for us Indonesian because it's also a historical site for Indonesian.
After Borobudur, we set off to Prambanan, which is the largest Hindu temple in the southern hemisphere. When we got there, there were a lot of local tourists, so they were taking a lot of photos. And when they saw us, they wanted to take a lot of photos with us. So I felt like a bit of a monument as well.
This is our national heritage,
yeah.
So it doesn't matter either it's a Hindu, Buddha, Islam.
Yeah. So it's just one culture just coming together. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because it's impossible to deny that we consist of different religions, multicultural, multi-ethnicity. Indonesia, I think, is one of the most diverse country in the world. Yeah. Nikki, Chu,
hello.
Janglo.
I'd never done anything like this. We were going to go visit a white magic doctor. His name's Romo, and he's been practicing this all his life.
Ilmu hitam dan ilmu putih. Hitam itu, ya hitam itu jelas kotor. Kalau ilmu putih cukup untuk kehendak yang Maha Kuasa, untuk nolong orang, untuk kebaikan. Gitu aja. Bedanya kalau saya menembah dengan yang widi atau Tuhan yang Maha Esa, itu cukup gini. Masuk. Terus kalau agama kan mana tuntunannya agama.
After we sat down, we got to know each other a bit more. He started to take a peek into my life, and he was telling me that he knew where I lived. And I didn't believe him. So I said, what do you mean? What do you mean you know where I lived?
He saw that on his meditation, your house in Australia, there is a street, and this also street, and your house is around this area,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Would like to give you kind of invisible protector.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'd be open to doing that. At first, I was skeptical, but then after you did what you did, I do feel a sense of peace and also a sense of confidence. After we finished up with the white magic healer, we had a bit of a wander, and we just sort of happened upon a cultural dance session. Jamal was telling us that the reason for dance in the whole program was because one of their sons was returning from a long leave of absence. So the prodigal son returns, and so they put on a whole show for him. By far, the biggest religion in Indonesia is Islam. Over 87% of Indonesia's population are Muslim. That's a whopping 225 million people. I wanted to learn more about how young people were engaging with Islam, so I met up with a local guy named Kevin to gain some insight.
Back in the old days, where you got directed by your parents, but nowadays you have the freedom to see and search by yourself. Me, myself, I'm a bit struggling with what I have. I respect the religion, but I don't do the practice anymore. But because I'm born with this religion, And then being born in the Asian countries where you have to respect what your parents want to have. It's kind of hard decision for me if I want to break out from what I have at the moment. Some people understand, of course, because I believe I'm not the only one who's having this crisis. This is my own life. I'm supposed to have a freedom to choose which one is right or wrong.
I think it's definitely important for travellers to come to Indonesia to really see how communities can form with one culture and many religions also playing a part. I think the culture is what brings all the different variables together. That kind of forms the bedrock of how people live here.